Welcome back, students, in our second day of our chapter 3, water resource, in which we have to only discuss the map work as prescribed and reduced by the CBSE syllabus for class 10th. Now, as you can see in this slide, the major rivers of India, that is Indus, which originates from China, has about 70% parts of this river lies in India, in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, while the rest of the part resides in Pakistan. Indus, along with its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj, forms a very fertile plain in this region. It is also the source of fresh water for Pakistan and also in this region. Now, we move down to Uttarakhand, where Ganga and Yamuna rivers rise. Ganga, again one of the longest rivers starting from Uttarakhand, comes down in the plains of Uttar Pradesh, passing from Bihar, ends in West Bengal in the Bay of Bengal. Ganga, along with its various tributaries like Yamuna, Son, Chambal, makes one of the world's largest plain known as the Indo-Gangetic Plain. This plain is also very important because it is highly populous. The region being so fertile is and also able to provide fresh water for the survival is the most populated regions of the world. Ganga, along with its tributaries, when merges with Bay of Bengal, forms the world's largest fertile delta known as the Sundarbans. Coming down towards the Maharashtra region, where another important river, Narmada, arises, Narmada and Tapi. Both these rivers end in Arabian Sea. Narmada rises from the Madhya Pradesh and Tapi rises from Madhya Pradesh also. Now, both these rivers end in Arabian Sea. Godavari, another one of the important rivers, rises in Andhra Pradesh. It is also a source of fresh water in this region, along with Krishna, Kaveri arises in Tamil Nadu. Mahanadi starts from Odisha. All these things you have already read in class 9th. It's just a recap. In the class 9th, you have read all these in chapter 3, drainage. The last river which we'll talk over here is the Brahmaputra, which arises in China. Over there it is known as Tsangpo, enters from Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and it also submerges in the Bay of Bengal. Now, let's start with the dams of India. Students, dams are of great usage, as you have already read in your text, but again, let me reconcile you that only map work is coming from this chapter. So, we are going to only focus on the marking of these dams. We have provided a list of major dams of India, about 8 of them. Today in this class we will discuss first 3, the Salala Dam, Bhakhar Nangal Dam and Tehri Dam. So, the Salala Dam. Salala Dam is also called as the Salala Hydroelectric Power Station. Now students, before proceeding with this topic, I would like to ask you to, on a plain paper, divide this sheet into 4 to 5 parts. On the first bifurcation or the first division, write down the name of the dam. In the second column, write alternate name of the dam. Third, on the river it is located, the district or location of the dam, and the last, the state in which that particular dam is situated. This type of notes will help you in learning the topic very easily. So, Salala Dam again is called the Salala Hydroelectric Power Station. It is located on the Chenab River in the Rassi district of Indian state, Jammu and Kashmir. Now, see how the Salala Dam is being marked in the map of India. Try and be very specific regarding the markings and also follow the instructions provided by the board of the marking pattern, because sometimes there are different markings for different topics. Now, second, the Bhakhar Nangal Dam. It is also called the Bhakhara project. Again, the same pattern of marking, dividing the page. Take a large page on which you can add all the different columns for each dam. You may add two sheets together, so that on one single page you will find all the types of dams with their specialties. Now, starting with the Bhakhar Dam. Bhakhar Nangal Dam, the name of the dam, is also known as the Bhakhar project. That is the second alternate name. Constructed on which river? On Satluj river. It is located in where? It is located in Bilaspur. In which state? Himachal Pradesh. And this Himachal Pradesh is located in the north of India. Now see, we have marked both the dams, the Salala Dam and the Bhakhar Dam, for your marking on the map of India. The third dam, that is the Tehri Dam. Again, name of the dam Tehri. It is on the river Bhagirathi, near Tehri in which state? Uttarakhand. Now, specialty of this dam is that it is the highest dam in India. Mark it with a highlighter that it is the highest dam in India. It may also come in the form of question, mark the highest dam of India. So, over there you have just to mark the Tehri Dam, like it has been marked on the map over here. Salala Dam is also marked, Bhakhar Dam and the Tehri Dam. So, students, for today you have to, it's a homework for you to mark all the 3 dams and practice them, and make it a habit to practice your map every day. So let's We'll meet tomorrow in your next class and we'll discuss other dams. So, homework again, reminder that you will be practicing your map.